news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, NV Salon, Spa, Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Tisley Cross, Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, is recording as great a success his recent visit to the United Kingdom, especially as it relates to his visit to the University of Southampton and the National Oceanography Center.
I would say a major achievement has to do with that memorandum with Southampton. And that's major. It has benefits for our students. It also has benefits for the research that we want to take place here in the Virgin Islands. The meeting with the National Oceanographic Center, it was an amazing meeting, and we will soon be presented with the data from the environmental mapping, and that has huge implications for us because I'm not sure how familiar persons in the Virgin Islands are with carbon markets. But carbon markets basically, essentially, we have carbon emissions in the world. And there are companies who want to be able to offset their carbon emissions. And so they're willing to fund projects that will help to preserve environment and do other types of environmental projects. And those have an economic value. For instance, let's take the Amazon. For instance, some persons may see the economic value in cutting down the rainforest in the Amazon. But what we have now is a structure where persons can recognize the economic value of preserving the Amazon and will actually pay money to the government and to the people of the country to preserve it as opposed to cutting it down. And we have environmental assets here. We have coral reefs, we have seagrass, we have the biodiversity beneath the sea. All of those things have an economic value. And when you map those assets, you have the opportunity to approach companies like a Microsoft or a Google and say, this is a project that you can help us with, and this can help us to offset your own carbon emissions. Even while we're seeking to reduce all the carbon emissions, with the carbon emissions that we're emitting now, we have the opportunity to offset them. And the support that we're getting from the minister in terms of our efforts to be a low carbon or even zero carbon economy, I think that was huge.
And what about discussions relating to the order in council that sits in the United Kingdom against the Virgin Islands?
Yes, the order in council is still in existence. Of course, for the order in council to be removed, that would certainly have to happen as a result of intervention by the Foreign Secretary, who, of course, the Overseas Territory Minister reports to. And certainly we've had a very good discussion with the Overseas Territory Minister. Our discussions have not yet concluded. So certainly when he comes next week, we intend to engage on that particular matter. It's a matter, of course, that I pledge to the people of the Virgin Islands that I would do my part in raising and advocating for. And I continue to believe that this is the right step and the right approach to remove that order in council. And so we look forward to discussions with the minister next week as it pertains to that.
This was during a press briefing of January 23, 2023, when Premier also sought to dispel what he says is false information circulated in the public as it relates to his journey to the United Kingdom.
We had a flight due to leave Antigua for the United Kingdom. I think it was somewhere around 8:40 we were supposed to leave. But very close to midnight, the flight still had not taken off. We actually had boarded the plane. We had to deplane. And at that point, of course, it was clear that the plane would not be taken off. Immediately, of course, the officials from Virgin Atlantic said that we're going to try our best, and officials from the airport, to find accommodations for you. Of course, the accommodations at that time, because I believe there were maybe 2 or 3 other flights that got into the same situation, and all the hotels were booked. So we were advised just to wait in the airport until a hotel became available. And when the hotel became available, we went to the hotel, and then we were able to engage the BVI London office through a virtual call. And of course, later in that day, we were able to catch our plane and go to the United Kingdom. Let me just say, without unequivocally and without a shadow of a doubt, I did not sleep on the floor of the airport. And I think it's, again, reckless, it's inaccurate, and it's misleading. And the story also, I would say, unfairly has a negative focus on my support team. Let me just recognize the excellent support that I got from my permanent secretary, Mrs. Carolyn Stout-Igwe, Miss Donnell Davies, who is overseeing the International Affairs Secretariat right now, and all the other team and the efforts that they made to make sure I was comfortable as possible and everything went smoothly. The entire trip went very smoothly. Of course, that incident was unavoidable, and we made the best out of the situation that existed. And I'm grateful for the concern that persons have shared, receiving that report. But certainly that report should be discarded. The one from Guava Berry Media should be discarded because it's inaccurate and misleading.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Dispels Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today to Dispels Plus.